think it's safe to say that no matter what argument I make, there are gonna be people who just hate noise music. And that's fine. But what's so funny is that those same people have listed so many different songs as noise, and it's gotten to the point where what can be constituted as noise music has made the entire genre probably the most diverse thing in K-pop. You know, people will say all noise music sounds the same. Maybe that was true at first, but now that could not be further away from the truth. I'm just gonna say it. Noise music is the best thing in K-pop. And no, you can't change my mind. It was so funny because I was looking to see if anybody else made a video similar to the one that I'm doing today, and every single video that I saw that was either a video documentary or an analysis video on noise music did not like it. I guess I just feel like it's strange because there's obviously a huge market for noise music. I mean, there's an entire NCT that tops the charts each time they come back, so that's just proof. And yet, I haven't seen much talk analyzing the depths of noise music in K-pop and talking about why it's so good. So I decided, why not me? I stan a relatively decent amount of groups that you could classify as noisy, and my absolute favorite group is MCND, and they are just the pinnacle of noise music, so. But what that does mean is that my opinion is 100% biased. There's literally no way to objectively prove that noise music is good because it's all just based in opinion, but opinions are valid reasons to make an argument. So today, I'm gonna do a little bit of analysis, going over what people classify as noise music, and how it differs from what noise music actually is. This video is also sort of an open discussion, so if you have your own points to make or thoughts you'd like to share in the comments, please do so, and without further ado, let's get into the video. So first, I want to talk about the general definition that K-pop stans have for noise music. Now, the overarching theme that encompasses all noise music is that it's loud, coupled with lyrics that are often about not conforming to society or breaking the rules. Some common characteristics that can classify a song as noise include chanting, most often in the chorus, heavy EDM instrumentals, and automatopoeias. These musical factors are all loud in their own separate ways, but first let's go over the chanting chorus. To get the obvious out of the way, the chanting chorus is loud and noisy because they are quite literally yelling into the microphone, usually repeating the same phrase multiple times and only getting louder as the song progresses. A chanting chorus is undeniably noisy, and let me just play a few examples to show what I mean. Yeah, noisy. Moving on. As for the EDM chorus, there's actually a lot of variation that can go on within an EDM chorus, either being accompanied by a vocal line or being the sole focus of the chorus. Considering the endless amount of sounds and instruments that can be used to make a song, there isn't necessarily a defining factor that makes an EDM chorus noisy, but some common ones are high-pitched electronic lines, booming percussion, and repetitive hooks. So now let's talk about automatopoeia. You may have noticed in a lot of K-pop songs they like to say words that aren't necessarily words, and most of the time that's automatopoeia. More specifically, it's words that are supposed to replicate sounds, with some of the most common ones being bang, boom, pow, pop, squish, six, Cicero. You get the gist. So now that I've explained what noise music is, let's talk about why people do not like it. One of the common arguments against noise music is that it's messy and all sounds the same. And I think one overlooked counter-argument against this is that when you call a genre of music messy and you say it all sounds the same, you're sort of contradicting yourself. A mess is something that is confusing and hard to understand. And not to sound like a music snob, but when you call something messy, you're basically admitting that you don't understand it, so how can you say it all sounds the same if you don't grasp the concept? Obviously, noise music isn't for everyone, and a lot of people just won't like it no matter what because of their personal preferences. and that's totally fine. The only time it becomes a problem is when these people who don't like noise music and don't care to learn anything about it make judgments on it without actually putting any thought into what they're saying. Recently, there's been this sort of echo chamber phenomenon going on where people will repeat the same two arguments against noise music without actually taking the proper time to learn what they're talking about. People say that this genre is all over the place and there's no way to attach to the music because there's too much going on. I do think this is the case for some songs within the genre. However, personally, what separates a good noise song versus a bad one is how a good one will be able to set a solid foundation by providing an instrumental or vocal hook that's present throughout most of the song to guide you through it. One of the things that does make noise music so good is how it packs on the layers. At any point, and especially the chorus, there will be several different instrumentals stacked on each other, all doing their own thing to make one amazing cohesive listening experience. After a while, it becomes this thing where you're listening to a song you've been looping for months and you still notice something new. This is something that just isn't present in most other genres. And what really helps it from becoming overwhelming is how even when they stack all these layers on top of each other, there will be something familiar in the instrumental which you can latch onto, which makes the song much more digestible and enjoyable. To give an example of this, we'll use Ice Age by MCND. In this track, the first thing you hear is the lyrical introduction. Member Castle J introduces the lyrics and rhythm of the chorus as if he was opening the house curtain to a grand theater production. But what I want to focus on right now is the instrumental that's going on in the background while he does this. As Castle J's delivering his lines, there's this subdued, consistent percussion going on, hitting every single beat and setting the script for the entire song. While you might not notice it, that instrumental is present for upwards of 80% of the music, and that's how they stop it from getting overwhelming.
Ice Age, coming to Ice Age, coming to Ice Age. Word. 우린 아차가 coming to Ice Age, coming to Ice Age. 또 전부가 좋아 시거자만 말고 now you're and think about us 말할 것도 없이 the best.
Yeah, that chorus is like a slap to the face, but that percussion that got introduced to you in the first second is like a shield that helps soften the blow. And oof, once that chorus does hit, one of the most high energy and motivating things you'll ever hear. It hits every single mark. EDM instrumental, chanting chorus, automatopoeia, this song has it all. There are so many layers going on at the same time, and that's exactly what a song like this needs. Noise music is not a genre where the phrase less is more rings true. There have been so many examples this year of a song ramping itself up to be an amazing noise track, but when that chorus hits, instead of doing what they're supposed to do and adding many layers, they do like one or two really loud ones, and it doesn't do the same thing. If you can pinpoint every instrumental in a noise music song on first listen, it's not doing its job correctly. And even if you like it at first, it's gonna age really quickly. Another factor that determines whether a song is good or bad noise is the raps. It's no secret that this genre is dominated by rap-based groups, with rappers sometimes taking full verses for themselves and appearing in multiple. The fact that there's so much rap in noise music means that the flow and rhyme game will make or break the song. And the unfortunate truth is, with the large amount of boy groups that are active right now, you can really tell when a rapper is good or when they're sort of lacking. I don't necessarily want to make any fandoms mad by listing off raps I don't like, so instead, just have some examples of my favorite raps in K-pop. And the final thing that I wanted to address today is boy groups versus girl groups when it comes to noise music. And let me just preface by saying this. If ITZY exists, you can't say girl groups don't make noise music. While it may not be as prominent, girl group noise music is 100% a thing, and they can make some really good tracks. One thing I will say is that girl group noise music tends to be more focused on the chorus, and the verses are usually more focused on vocals. This creates a lot of really good variation within the genre, and for people who aren't really big fans of rap, I would definitely recommend checking out these girl groups. For my last point, I want to talk about why noise music is a lot more versatile than people want to let on. First of all, there are so many non-chanting choruses in noise music. Like, I genuinely don't know why people say all noise music sounds the same when ATEEZ has like more non-chanting choruses than they do chanting ones, and yet they're still just labeled as another noisy group. I mean, they released Inception. Can we drop this little preconceived notion we have of them? And going back to the beginning of this video, I talked about how there are so many different sounds and instruments that people can use to make music. So it's just common sense that none of these EDM choruses really sound the same. Some of them do, sure. But there's so much variety where I don't understand how one person can't like any of these songs that they label as noise. But we all do have our personal preferences, so it's not really up to me to fight about it. At the end of the day, it's all up to your own taste. But the term noise music has become so diverse to the point where I feel like there's something for everyone. And maybe less people should be so hesitant to get into these quote-unquote noisy groups. And that concludes this video. There are so many other arguments that could be made, and I really want to hear them, so if you have any thoughts, make sure to leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I apologize if I felt a little bit condescending in this video. I don't think I was, but it might, I don't know, people take things differently. I just really love noise music, and I wanted to make an argument as to why it's good and why I think more people should get into it. If you like the video, did I say this already? Well, if you like the video, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more from me, consider subscribing. I do a little video documentary analysis video every Saturday, and then within the week, I do 1 or 2 more Ktube-esque videos. Thanks again so much for watching, and without further ado, see you next time.